Hey everybody and welcome back to another Fox chat through. This is episode 3 of our Dark Wraith playthrough of Dark Souls Remastered on PC. In this episode, we're going to continue with our theme of just a stream of consciousness playthrough, talking about whatever strikes my mind in the moment. We don't have a set list of topics to discuss. We will in the next playthrough, which will probably be Orenstein. I have here hot black coffee ready to go, and then I think we're going to go tackle, what's her name? Why can I not remember? Quaaleg, that's who. Kellogg's. Alright, let's push down the plunger on our French press. And then, let's pour it. Let's do a little ASMR. Ready? It's delicious. Alright, actually I haven't sipped it yet, but maybe I should do a full playthrough in the ASMR mode. If you don't know what ASMR is, get on YouTube and type ASMR. And it's usually women doing it, because it just makes more sense for women to do it when you know what it is. But basically, they get up real close to the microphone, and you're supposed to put on headphones. And you hear like every little noise that they make, the sound of their voice, and the little sounds of their lips moving. And I don't know, it's weird. It's not my thing, but it's all about like the experience of the audio. Hearing like them pour a glass of water or scratch their nails on a teddy bear. It's just weird. ASMR, guys. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a whole thing on YouTube. This is whole YouTube world you don't know about. That's just one of them, actually. Boy, is this a bad time of year to be suffering from allergies. Coughing and hacking and everyone looking at you thinking you have the big, horrible, awful you-know-what. It is April of 2020. We're still in the great illness nonsense that started back in late 2019. It is the coronavirus. Trying not to say it. It's the illness that comes from something similar to a bacteria, but not a bacteria. Starts with a V. virus. And it's named after the same name of a beer. Of a Mexican beer? I assume it's Mexican, but who knows? Maybe not. Anyway, what should we refer to that as, huh? We'll refer to that as, I don't know, the darkness. So the darkness has taken America. And just about every other country, allegedly. Oh, shit. That's my bad. Let's try this again. Oh, gave me a chance to drink. I like that. Okay, nice try there, buddy, but my parrying skills have returned. And then, get him with the good old R2. In this case, right shoulder button? No, right trigger. That's right. The naming scheme is easier on PlayStation, let's be honest. R1, R2, L1, L2. Those are much easier than having to remember right shoulder and right bumper, right trigger. I always forget those. Oh shit. Oh no. Saw that coming. What a shame. So anyway, do I think I think I could use the word virus and this not be tagged, but we'll find out. Do I think the virus is real? I think it's real. I don't know how significantly real it is in terms of, is it just like many others? Is it just a variation of the flu? Is it a variation of SARS? Oh, look who's here. And you know what? It is worth pushing him off the ledge. Although, I might let him stay alive to do that little storyline with him where we fight him in Anor Londo. And this, my friends, is... Wait, I thought I sent the elevator back up. So... They're now claiming that the jobless rate, by the end of this little quarantine we're doing in the United States, the jobless rate may exceed the Great Depression. This may cause the greatest economic depression this country has ever seen. And this is the safe decision. Everyone thinks this is safe. People are spreading propaganda left and right. It's amazing that your friends and family will spread government and media propaganda and think that they're doing good. Like, they think they're doing a good thing. They think they're helping out. It's amazing because I remember that the whole hashtag resist movement, where almost, well, around not quite half the country, but because the hashtag resist was all the most vocal people, but a large portion of the country was very upset that Trump won the presidency, so they wanted to fight the power, and no, we're not going to do what the government wants, and we don't believe Trump, he's a liar, and he's bad, and blah, blah, blah. Now, all of a sudden, there is no hashtag resist. There's hashtag believe and follow and obey. Hashtag obey. What happened? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? The media narrative. For one reason or another, the media has decided to join narratives with the government right now, even though they'd been previously opposed to each other. They were like the antithesis of one another under Trump, or at least they acted like they hated each other. There are a lot of conspiracy theories out there. I believe that the virus is real. I just don't think it's even a fraction as significant as it's made out to be. And I think the numbers are showing that. For those that don't know, we still haven't even come close to the number of flu deaths. Flu far outpaces this other virus. We'll call it the C illness. Oh, 2 Titanite chunks. I think they could drop 2. Sometimes I get surprised by things I already know in this game, or should already know. Come here, buddy. Wait a minute, I already got that item? You know, I just realized something. You guys are probably out there going, why in the hell is he down here? Because I forgot I meant to go to Quelaag and not New Londo. So let's go, let's go get Quelaag. This is not, well actually, now that I think about it, I do have the ring to get down there and fight the, Come on, man, I'm one of you guys. I just realized I'm one of them. Why are they fighting me? Why are they fighting me when I'm one of them? I could actually fight the 4 kings. Let's do it. I mean, I've already come this way so far, and I have 19 of my, 19 Estus is pretty good. I think I can handle it with 19 Estus. The problem is always going to be to do enough damage. I so rarely kill these things by just hitting them. I almost always either backstab or parry. Let me draw them away from the ghosts I can't fight at the moment. Woo! So, I think the virus is real. The hysteria around it is the hoax. The demands that we do this and we do that. And I see family members and friends on my Facebook reposting that really stupid meme. Like, oh wow, another Dark Hand. It's a meme that the first picture is a guy walking behind another person, and it has a line and says 6 feet. And then the next image over is a guy down in the ground in a coffin, and then it has a line that says 6 feet. So the propaganda here is like, if you don't get 6 feet away from other people, you'll be 6 feet underground, dead. 6 feet, guys. Maintain your 6 feet or you die. And of course, you know, that is a possibility, although it's so remotely unlikely as not to be a legitimate concern. You shouldn't go around worried that you have to stay 6 feet away from people, else you get this virus and die. We mentioned in the last episode, you do spread illnesses to people that they die from all the time. You don't even know you've done it, but you may have, you know, picked up, say you had the flu and didn't even know it because you weren't showing symptoms. You pick something up at the grocery store, put it back down. Then all of a sudden, like, you wipe your nose a little bit and pick up something else and you get it on that. And then some old lady picks it up and puts it in her cart and she gets it on her hand. She wipes her nose. Suddenly she's got the flu and she's got some other health conditions and now she dies. But we don't talk about that the same way we talk about this new C virus thing. This new C virus thing is a big effing deal, isn't it? Everyone's like losing their shit over it, which is kind of ridiculous, but I'm not surprised at all. Oh, we can. Okay, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah. All right, where are they at? I probably should have put that on right before he appeared, but whatever. We're fine. Okay. Ooh, that was not bad. Oh, because it was magic, and the Dark Hand actually blocks a decent amount of magic. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going here. Oh shit. I can barely keep up with these guys. Oh, that was a waste of time and energy. I would have been better had I just not done that. Oh shit. Oh shit. Damn. Oh, okay. Now I'm in trouble just because I'm not going to be able to get him before it all goes bad. Yep. I think there's going to be another one already. No, I am not going to do enough damage here. I know I should probably put the lightning on, but I'm hoping to get rid of this one first. Okay. Oh, I knew there was going to be another one already. Oh, shoot. Let me tell you something. This lightning doesn't seem to be doing a lot. Okay, let's drink up before we die here. 2 chugs. It's faster to chug twice in a row than to chug once and then chug once later. Oh, I think there's another one's up already. Come here. Come on. Get rid of them. Oh, there it is. There she be. Go get him. Oh. Okay, I think I got this. Another one might pop up, but I still got it, I think. Let me just drink just to be sure I don't get slammed from behind by another one. Oh, got him just in time. That was interesting. That was a fun fight, actually. I was barely staying on top of them. Bequeathed Lord Soul Shard. Take it. Take it. Alright, oh. There we go. More humanity we don't need. Oh, yeah. So, yes, guys. If you walk within 6 feet of somebody, you're probably not going to die. Okay? That's highly, highly, highly unlikely. But remember, every time you get behind the wheel of your car, you're putting everyone else's life at risk, including your own. So, there are so many other things that are a bigger threat to you, but we don't shut down society over them. So, I want you to think about that. Why aren't we shutting down public life over accidents that kill people? Why don't we shut down public life when we get the flu? It's a good question to ask yourself. Oh, I did not need to kindle this. That was a total waste. My bad. Oh well. Let's level up. And then see what Dark Stalker, Dark Wraith, Dark whatever Kath has to say. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Okay. Whatever you say, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's join. I'm all into that. Well, only thing left at this point is to get the red orb, but being that I'm playing offline, I definitely don't need that. So, yeah. Okay, no problem. All right, let's go to, once again, the Firelink Shrine, and then tackle Quelaag. You know, I just realized, even without the Lord Vessel, you can warp from that bonfire. That's interesting. Okay. By the way, guys, I would have to say I consider Dark Souls to be the #1 game of the 2010s. What do you guys think? I think it's a no-brainer. Dark Souls definitely is the top of my list. From the year 2010 to the year 2019, the end of 2019, which game is your favorite? Which game would you put at the top? Now, I know, I do kind of hate when people are like, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite video game? You know, it depends. It does, really. Like, sometimes you feel like playing a first-person shooter, so your favorite game is not the same in that moment as when you feel like playing an RPG. And Sometimes you feel like eating pizza versus you feel like eating hamburgers. So it just depends. I really don't have real strict favorites on a lot of things. Although my favorite hot beverage has got to be coffee, without a doubt. I do occasionally make myself a hot chocolate, but I use whole milk. I use natural unrefined cacao powder, and then also I usually sweeten it with stevia, maybe monk fruit. I try to avoid consuming refined sugar when possible. Although I'm not super strict, because I don't want to be such a health nut that I can't eat out anywhere. Even though right now you can't eat out. But never being able to eat out, never being able to eat at a restaurant because they use canola oil or vegetable oil, which are terrible for you, by the way. Don't eat those. If you have canola, vegetable oil, soybean oil, if you have any of those in your house, trash them. Just trash them. They're worthless. They're awful. I feel like I thought for sure I'd already come down here, but I guess not. Oh, shoot. I meant to dodge that. Okay. These guys are a little bit tougher than I remember. You can parry them, but not riposte, I believe. Oh. And got him. Oh, shoot. I had to quickly put down my coffee mug there. I don't need any more dung pies. We're going to roll with this. Oh, I forgot about this guy. So there are some mods I should have installed. I talked about them last time, installing like a graphics mod. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Installing a graphics mod for this game. I think I do have some stuff installed, like a high-res texture pack or something. But what I want is probably a SweetFX mod. Because the basic color and contrast of this game, oh, I didn't mean to pick that up, is terrible. It's awful. I also need a new monitor. I have an issue with my NVIDIA graphics card and this monitor. And I think it's the monitor, because this monitor has done it through 3 different graphics cards, where it will cause this flickering issue, and it's related to G-Sync, because I have a G-Sync monitor. If I turn G-Sync off, the flickering stops. But sometimes I can just reboot the machine, my computer, and the flickering stops. And that's what I had to do today. I had to reboot to get the flickering to stop. And it's a very, very subtle flickering. You can notice it mainly if the screen is dark or if it's black. So it's really easy to see on the title screen because it's all black. You can see it in the shadows much easier than other parts of the game. But it is annoying enough to where I can now see it plain as day, whereas I couldn't before, just because I'm now sensitive to it, because I know it's there. It may also be because I set G-Sync to be active even when games are not in full screen mode, because I play them in borderless windowed mode. I notice I don't get that flicker when I play in full screen, exclusive full screen mode. So it is an issue with me having 2 monitors, perhaps. But I would like to get another better monitor for my main monitor, one with HDR. Possibly go up to 1440p, although I don't know how I feel about that quite yet. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am still rolling 1080p. I like 1080p. I feel like it's good enough. And I can get such better frame rates with 1080p than I can with 1440. Although 1440 is good enough for a lot of games. With my 1080, my GTX 1080. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, I bet she wasn't expecting that. Oh, wow, she's got a lot more health than I remember. I think she does drop some humanity. Okay, that's the humanity I want. Let's do this. I keep getting more humanity than I can carry. No, I didn't want to pick that up. There we go. Everything's dropping humanity that I don't need. All right. Oh, actually, I should have gotten the right of kindling so I can go in and kindle everything. Though I don't really know if it's that important to me at this point. Okay, guys. I had a piece of advice. Excuse me. It's the C virus. Some guys were asking me on some other platforms, and I saw somebody talking about this. women being indecisive. So women are often indecisive. Yeah, some men are too, but women in particular can be very indecisive. I think this is a almost biological trait. Women want to defer to men to make decisions. It does not mean that they don't have an opinion, because believe me, if you make a decision that they don't like, most women will let you know, directly or indirectly. Doesn't mean you made the wrong decision, don't get me wrong, guys. Remember, we did an episode about how women are not the judge. The standard of whether you're being a good man is not your woman. She can help you get there. She can help point out flaws, but don't pedestalize a woman. Don't put a woman up as your judge and jury over your life. Men who do this are perpetually unhappy, and so are their women. You're all going to be infinitely unhappy until you die if you try to make her your standard of success. You got to do your own thing, and she'll come around to it. I can't tell you how many times I had a woman say that she didn't like something, and then she came around to it. Back when I was married, yeah, I got divorced. That's a quick way to go through that. That was a long, involved process. But anyway, back when I was married, when I first started growing the beard, the ex-wife didn't like it. Ex-wife didn't like me not having the facial hair I previously had, didn't like the facial hair I grew that was different than what I had before. You know, any change you make, a woman will initially oftentimes say she doesn't like it. Same thing with your family, same thing with your friends. There's always that initial resistance. And then once you take ownership of it, like I grew a beard, I took ownership of the beard, I made the beard part of who I was. It was part of my identity. I owned it. I was proud of it, unashamed of it. And, you know, she came around to the point where she probably would have not liked it had I actually shaved it off. Woo! I forget she can do that move. By the way, I guess I have a mod installed where you can see her nipples, because you can see her nipples. Oh, I meant to jump out. Holy shit, that did more damage than I thought it was going to do. Excuse me, at least she's anatomically correct. Woo! I think that's what the mod's called, like anatomically correct Quaalag. Although, I'm not a big fan of her nipples. They're kind of like weird looking. We won't go into too much detail about that though. I do mark these videos as not for children, just so you know. Hey, if you're under 18 and watching, more power to you. So, guy on Facebook posted this meme about, you know, when I ask you where you want to eat, you better damn well have an answer, because you've had over 2 months to figure it out, or 2 months to decide. And that's, you know, a joke about this quarantine thing, that, you know, they've had plenty of time to decide where to eat. Well, this is one of the huge mistakes that men make, and I've made this mistake before. I'm not going to lie to you guys, okay? I don't want you to ever think that when I give you these sort of lectures on women and life and all this stuff, it's because I'm perfect and I had it figured out since I popped out of my mother's womb. Obviously, it's not the case, okay? A lot of this is coming from me having made mistakes, all right? So a lot of this is my trial and error, and me hoping that you don't have to go through it. Whoa! That was a nice shot. Let's do... I'm putting points into strength because I think at this point there might be something I want a ton of strength for. Maybe. Like if I go with a strength build at some point here. She doesn't seem to care that I killed her servant over there. Reinforce my Estus flask. Oh, I guess she has nipples too. Huh. Whatever. So now we unlock that bonfire so we can warp to it. We can kill Ceaseless Discharge. Although, we'll wait till later. So, you know, the meme is supposed to be funny, but the meme is based on a critical mistake men make. And the critical mistake I would say most men make, is they always defer to the woman. Woman doesn't like this. Even if she pretends like she's okay making all the decisions, she doesn't. That's why women often end up resenting their husbands or boyfriends. It's because they don't want to have to make all the decisions. Now, if you guys are redecorating, or let's say you're doing up a room, you're decorating for your future baby. She's pregnant, you're getting the room ready. She'll ask your opinion on stuff. She definitely wants an answer. But she probably wants to take the lead on how to decorate that room. It's up to you. You want to let her do that, and that's fine. You can give your input and whatnot. If it's a boy's room and she wants pink curtains, yeah, I'd definitely be like, no, we ain't having pink curtains for some boy. Sorry. If he later decides in life that he likes the color pink, that's his call. You know, I'm not going to be able to control it, but I'm sure not going to encourage it. I do believe there some sense of gender norms. That's kind of how society is structured. And if people want to fight those, okay, well, yeah, go ahead. It's an uphill battle, but if that's what matters to you, then do your thing. You do you, as millennials would say. Hey, millennials don't get it all wrong, do they? No. They're not all bad. Millennials get a bad rep because they do a lot of stupid shit, but they're not all wrong. I think one of the best things about millennials is that they're tech-friendly, generally. So we'll see if they stay that way in the future. Maybe millennials will be just as anti-tech as their parents were when new technology comes out that they're not familiar with. That is yet to be seen. So here's the solution. You're probably thinking, okay, Fox, well, what do you do then? I mean, if she won't decide where to go, I mean, I ask her where she wants to eat, she doesn't know, and you just decide. It's really that easy, guys. Excuse me. That C virus is really getting to me. I'm kidding, by the way, guys. Please don't report me. Please don't sell me out for harboring Jews. I mean, for violating quarantine. All right. Every time someone calls the police for someone else who's not doing the stay-at-home order or whatever, it reminds me of people in Nazi Germany who sold out their neighbors for harboring Jewish people. Yeah, it's not nearly as bad. I know this is not a Nazi regime. Yes, I'm aware of that. I'm just making extreme, not analogies, but extreme comparisons, I guess we'll say. There's a better word, but I can't think of it. So, here's what you do, guys. You just pick the place to eat. You just pick it, okay? If she really wants to eat somewhere, she'll tell you. You'll say something like, hey, we're going out to eat tonight. And she's like, okay. And then the guy typically does this one. Stupid stuff. But so many guys do this. Where do you want to eat? Why would you ask her that? Just decide, man. This is the belief that many men have, that women have priority. Women and children first, right? Well, children are too young to decide where to eat, but the idea is defer to the woman, defer to the woman, defer to the woman. Who defers to who? Employees defer to bosses, right? Students defer to teachers. Children defer to parents. Deference typically is seen as a sign of lower status. Whoever is deferring is of lower status in some way or another. So, do you want to be deferring to your wife on what to eat every time? Or any time, really? Now, she says, you know what? I saw this thing and somebody told me about this new meal they have at such and such, my favorite restaurant. This is her telling you she wants to go to a particular restaurant. As long as you're fine with it, that's fine. I mean, this isn't about you purposely not doing what your wife wants just because she wants it. That's not at all what it's about. But it is about knowing what you should and shouldn't be doing. And what you shouldn't be doing is constantly deferring to her and trying to get her to make all the decisions. Oh, shit. I knew that was the bad call when I missed him. Let me try this again. Whoop. These guys are tough. Oh, you can parry them. Or riposte, rather. Okay, I knew that. Actually, I knew that. Somebody corrected me in a previous playthrough when I said you could parry but not riposte. You can parry and riposte. Repost. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description. I'm most active on Twitter, but I'm also on Facebook, Minds, and Gab. I do have an Instagram, but somebody stole FoxeoGames as the Instagram account. Asshole. Anyway, I'm real FoxeoGames at Instagram, but I don't really use it. I mean, I can only use so many different platforms at once. There's a nice tool, Buffer, that cross posts to the popular platforms, but it last I checked, it wouldn't post to Gab or Minds because they were newer. If you guys are not on Gab and Minds, it's worth looking at. Gab is probably the more popular one, I think. They're alternative platforms. They're worth checking out. By the way, I think it was about a week or two ago, I posted saying, I wonder when the censorship will start. When YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Microsoft, Google, when are they going to start censoring people who speak out against this virus hysteria? Well, if you look at the Twitter thread I have linked that talks about this ridiculous virus hysteria hoax. The hysteria is the hoax, guys, not the virus, the hysteria. You'll notice one of the links to medium.com. Oh, look, it's done. To medium.com is gone. The link is dead. If you click it, it says that the post was taken down for violating Medium's terms of service. Okay. You know what this guy did? He just took a ton of data and came up with some inferences about the C virus, that it wasn't that big a deal, and that actually we shouldn't be responding this way, and everything is fine, and it's not much worse than the flu, really. And although some people react very poorly to it and have health complications, it's really not that big a deal. Well, he had so much data, he had graphs and charts, that they decided it had to be taken down. Let's see, I think I can go to Sin's Fortress now, so let's go there. They decided it was time to take it down. And they took it down. It was just too much information, it was too convincing. It's unfortunate because it was a very useful resource. Now, people criticized him. Not all his inferences were solid. Some of them were a little misleading, or people were trying to correct some of the things he said, and that's fine. I do not expect that every link I provide to you guys is going to be 100% accurate in every single statement made. That's just not how things work in general. But it had enough data to help you come up with your own inferences and conclusions. So what we're noticing here is, think about it this way. You're probably wondering, well, Fox, how can the whole establishment, how can all of the establishment all be saying the same thing? All the news media, all the scientists, the doctors, the hospitals, the government agencies, and there's governors, there's mayors, there's councilmen, there's the president, the federal government. Well, this is the bandwagon, guys. This is groupthink. Welcome to groupthink, where everyone's just doing what everyone else is doing and everyone's believing what everyone else is believing. How many of these, let me ask you a question. Of all these people pushing this social distancing and quarantine bullshit, how many of them have done any independent research into this virus? How many of them do you think have? And of course, the answer is virtually none of them. How many people are actually independently studying and researching this? Independently. Not looking at other data that other people have gotten. The World Health Organization originally came out and said, no, this is not a big deal. All the original news articles were talking about how it's not a big deal. But the narrative suddenly switched, just like that. We went from not a big deal, the flu is worse, to, oh my God, this is going to kill us all, stay indoors. Shut down public life. Cause the greatest recession in American history. Well, how do we get there? How did all that happen? It's a good question to ask. What the hell? How was he blocking? It's hitting him in the back. That is such bullshit. Did you see that? Whoops. Nope. Oh, yeah. So, also consider this, guys. You're probably thinking, well, why don't more people speak out about it? I personally interact with many healthcare professionals because of my work. I have to go to hospitals to do follow-ups with people at the hospital. I have to go visit them. I have to do things at the hospital involving different people. So I am familiar with many people at many different hospitals. I go to different hospitals throughout the city I work for, okay? And I ask them questions just casually. And some of the nurses think it's a big deal, but they said they just haven't seen anything at their hospital yet, but they think it's coming and they're worried about it. But most of the nurses, most of the doctors, most of the pharmacists, most of the healthcare professionals I talk to, they don't know what the big deal is. And they're not seeing it. They're not. In fact, there are stories on Twitter about hospitals having to furlough employees, about hospitals worried that they're not going to make enough money because no one's coming. The problem is twofold. Number one, they're told not to have elective surgeries, okay? Don't have elective procedures. Keep everything open for the flood of C virus victims that is allegedly coming. Number two, people are terrified of this virus because of the news. And so because of the news media and what the government's saying, people don't want to go to the hospital anymore because they're afraid they'll catch it there. Damn, just about killed me. Asshole. So people are avoiding the hospital when normally they would go. So people that would normally go to the ER or normally stop at the hospital to see their doctor who works at the hospital, they're not going. They're just not. They're putting everything on hold. And elective surgeries are not taking place. Elective procedures are not taking place. So what this means is the hospitals are finding that because they're not getting all of these C virus victims that they were told they were going to get, and because no one else is showing up, and because they're not doing elective procedures and surgeries, they're slow. Business is slow, and hospitals a business. They're not bringing in any money, so they're having to consider the possibility of laying off employees. If the hospitals were overrun with victims, they'd be using every last person they could. It didn't matter. Like, even the x-ray tech, she's a nurse, he's a nurse. They would pull them to help. Even though it's not their area of specialty, they're still qualified as a nurse. So what we're noticing here is, again, oftentimes the exact opposite of what the news media says. You'll notice that very often, whatever the news media is telling you, quite the opposite is what's actually true. So what's the news media say? Girls need help getting into STEM fields, and girls need help being leaders, and girls need help getting into business, and girls and women don't make as much money as men. There's a gender pay gap and blah blah. No, exact opposite is true. Girls and women at all stages of education are doing better than boys, are graduating more than boys are getting more degrees than boys, all levels. There are more female students at colleges than male. Women in their 20s and early 30s in the UK and in the United States make more money than their male counterparts. They have more scholarships, more funds available to them, more organizations, more groups helping them. And still, we pretend that women need more help. Women and girls need more help. The exact opposite is true. Boys and men are the ones being left behind. Remember, guys, reality is oftentimes the exact opposite of what the news media says. Whatever the media and the progressives are saying, the progressives, the liberals, the whatever you want to call them, whatever they're saying, it's usually the exact opposite. That's the truth. Or it's very much untrue and it's mostly opposite. You know, I don't want to exaggerate too much and say it's the 100% exact. Oh, damn, what? I don't want to come in here with 6 Estus flasks. Let me go hit the bonfire. That's pretty low for Estus. I'm surprised I haven't kindled that bonfire more. Shouldn't that be 20? How did I get this low if I sat at that? Did I not sit at the bonfire at all? Is that the catch? Well, here we go. So, again, you know, we talked about it last time. The effect that this is going to have on the economy. A lot of people think that it's a trade-off. High stock market versus grandma dying. How dare you suggest that we should just increase the stock market to kill grandma? It's not that simple. Tanking the economy has far, wide-reaching implications. I can't believe I didn't kindle this beyond 10. I honestly can't believe that. This is one of the... Wow. Wow. Okay. That's crazy. Whatever. Actually, should I... No. After I get the Lord Vessel, then I'll go down there and get the Rite of Kindling. It's easier to get out that way. I can use all the bonfires and not have to worry about how to get back. Oh, it didn't reset the thingies here. It does that every now and then. I know this is easier one at a time, but I just love causing myself this heartache. Oh! Woo! Oh, he got me. There we go. No problem. I'm an expert at this now. Aha! Man Serpent Greatsword. That is a great weapon, guys. It's a great weapon. One of my favorites. Strength-wise, although I don't often go with strength weapons. I generally prefer dex weapons or balanced quality weapons. Alright, now we're ready for this. Wish I had 20 Estus, but... Oh, shoot. Beggars can't be choosers. Come here, buddy. I got something for you. It's called Parry Riposte. So, yes, the effect on the economy goes way, way beyond stock market. Way beyond stock market. We're talking people losing jobs, never getting them back. We're talking a depression causing people, especially men, to commit suicide. We're talking about domestic violence and crime increase, vandalisms. We're talking about companies being shuttered and never reopening. You mother son of a gun. It was about time that happened to me. It's been a while since I had one of those incidents in Sin's Fortress. We're talking about a lot of small and medium-sized businesses just going under permanently and never coming back. People losing their jobs and never getting them back. Companies realizing, hey, we never needed this guy. He just doesn't come back even though the company's fine. They realize that they can be fine without this guy. They just save money and not hire him back. A lot of companies realizing, hey, this guy never really did that much for us. His position can go from full-time with benefits to part-time, no benefits. And, you know, that's... I mean, you could say we're getting, you know, it's an efficiency issue, but... Unfortunately, that's a guy that's just not going to get his job back at all, ever. Because the company realized they don't need him working full-time and paying him benefits. In addition to this, some people will lose their employer health care, their health insurance coverage, okay? And then they won't qualify for government health insurance, and they'll go without health insurance for a period of time, so they won't be insured. This will cause people to not be insured. And I know a lot of millennials care about that. They think everyone deserves free health insurance. It's like a human right or something. They have a human right to somebody else's products and services. Doctors have to treat me because it's a human right, and they have to give me drugs because it's a human right, I guess. Hey, owning a firearm is a right, but the government doesn't give you one. You have to buy it. Free speech is a right, but the government doesn't give you a pen and paper. That's not part of the right. You have the right to access healthcare, but you got to pay for it yourself, buddy. Sorry. I know you millennials like your free shit. Damn. The rollback, or the knockback on that is crazy. Whoop. That's what got me right there. I'm just not familiar with that knockback being so serious. A ton of people will get divorced who wouldn't have otherwise, but again, I mean, you argue, you can say they should have been. So a ton of people are going to get divorced out of this. And all the pain and misery that comes with that, and the separation between parents and children, usually fathers from their children. When women play the keep-away game, women often use children as a means of exacting punishment on the men that they're now angry with. Women can be very cruel, guys. You'll find out the hard way if you haven't already. You're probably like, well, Fox, who hurt you, man? You just had a bad experience. Well, yeah, I did have some bad experience. Shit, mine wasn't as bad as others. It was worse than some, better than others. But you find out the hard way that even the nicest, most dedicated woman that tells you what she won't do, and once that divorce hits, or the separation even, you don't even have to be married. Boom. She becomes a totally different person. We have a naturally adversarial system in the United States where divorce is adversarial. Separation itself can be naturally adversarial, but divorce is legally adversarial. It's you versus her. Like, you guys are supposed to, you know, basically team, you know, get people on your team and fight each other and get your lawyers and do battle and struggle over the kids. And you got to think about it. When child support is decided based on how much each person has the kids, that's essentially, she gets more money if you have the kids less. So let's think about that. If you have the kids less, she gets more money. The less you have the children, the more money she makes. So what's the incentive there? The incentive is for her to try to get you to have the kids as little as possible so that she makes as much money from you as possible. And then the states get money from the federal government for every dollar in child support they collect. But the states don't get anything for every hour of parenting time they enforce. So many men find that the women don't give them the parenting time the court has ordered. The court is lax to enforce it because they don't like enforcing shit on women. They certainly don't like sending women to jail. They don't mind sending men to jail for not paying child support they can't afford, which is essentially modern-day debtor's prison. But you guys thought we got rid of that, didn't you? We don't have debtor's prison. The hell we don't. It's called child support warrant. We have fucking debtor's prison in the United States, guys. We have a fucking pastor being arrested for holding church service. But you thought we had rights in the United States, didn't you? Well, all they got to do is declare an emergency, and you got nothing. We've declared an emergency. You have 0 rights now. Okay, well, wait a minute. One person can just declare that emergency. The governor can just declare an emergency, and all of our rights just disappear into thin air. One person. He doesn't need anyone else to confirm it. Just all by himself. Just, it's an emergency. All your rights are gone. I'm like, damn. Did anyone not see this being a potential for abuse? I mean, damn. You could abuse the hell out of that. Just you and you alone can declare an emergency and take everyone's rights away. Take all their money. Take their job. Shut down businesses. Close the parks. Close the malls. Close everything. Hashtag reopen America, guys. Let's get it trending. Do it. Hashtag reopen America. Well, this one's up to 15 at least. Hashtag we ain't scared of no virus. Alright. Can I get to the boss in the about 10 minutes we have left? Sure. Maybe. Definitely maybe. I definitely maybe think we can. That's a millennial phrase. Alright, let's... should I open up that shortcut up? Nah. Screw it. I never use that shortcut. Whoops. As long as you buy the repair box... the repair box in the weaponsmith box, armorsmith box. I don't see the use for that shortcut back there in the cage shortcut. It's a good shortcut if you need to get back to Andre Bastora, but if you got the 3 boxes, only thing you need him for is Ascension. Down he goes with the light crossbow. Don't need that junk. I don't need this stuff either. Okay, well, we'll just do that for now. I don't want to get too deep into that. I could spend an hour going through inventory and bottomless box, cleaning it up. Iron Tarkus. Come on, buddy. This guy can beat the boss by himself. That's how tough he is. Alright, come on, we're gonna go fight this fake virus. My girlfriend is so sick of all this virus nonsense. I understand that. I kind of enjoy being able to do my little combat against the bullshit government media narrative. I like trying to open people's eyes Now, you have to understand something. You will be shamed endlessly if you don't jump on the bandwagon. It is so much easier to just be a sheep and do what the media and government says and just believe. It's so much easier. You don't have your family and friends shaming you and telling you you're unscientific and stupid. And, you know, it's kind of the same thing when I speak out against the global warming / climate change bullshit. The world's gonna end in 12 years, but all the people telling you that have multi-decade investments. Okay, all these people telling you that the world's gonna end, it's gonna be uninhabitable, they have Roth IRAs and 401ks and investments that are decades into the future. Why do you think they have investments that will take decades to come to fruition? Because they know the world's not gonna end. They know that. They're selling you bullshit. And it's not so unfortunate that we're dumb enough to believe that shit. They told us by the year 2014, New York would be underwater and there'd be no more ice in the polar ice caps. Well, there's more ice than ever. And of course, last I checked, now, I haven't been there lately, New York isn't underwater, but maybe it's changed in the time since I've been there. Is it underwater? Can anyone help me with this? Is New York underwater? I get the feeling it's not. I feel like I would have heard about this. I feel like it would have been in the news. Why is this guy not stumbling already? Damn, this guy is hardcore. We're gonna kill him before he even starts to stumble. I ran out of stamina. Well, there he goes. And dead. Yeah, no problem. See? Examine the ring. The one ring to rule them all. And here we are. You know, you just gotta stop to smell the roses sometimes. That is quite a sight in this game. I will say, though, I agree with most people. The castle is surprisingly disappointing once you get in it. There's just very little to it. I mean, I understand this game isn't about huge, giant, labyrinthine areas, but still. But it's something. And you can see the Duke's Archives up there. Alright, guys. We're going to... Well, you know what? Let's see. We're going to level up. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to repair all of our junk. Oh, only one thing. And actually, we'll keep rolling for just a little bit here. So, whenever you challenge the media's angle, their narrative, and all that, people, of course, will call you a conspiracy theorist. Look, I don't know what all the purpose of this is. All I know is, I think everyone's just falling in line. I think everyone's doing what everyone else is doing. Everyone's believing what everyone else is believing. And this thing takes on such a life of its own that even people who know better just get caught up in it. And you think about this. If you're a doctor and everybody's jumped on this bandwagon, what do you think's going to happen to you when you speak out against it? What do you think happens to you? Do you think you're totally safe? No one will threaten your job? You won't possibly be put out there as a crazy or told that, you know... Come on, you know what's going to happen. If you dare speak out against this narrative, no matter how much accurate data you might have, you're putting your job at risk, your reputation at risk. Doctors and scientists know this. That's why many of them just fall in line. Even if they're looking at it thinking, this doesn't make sense, but, I mean, I guess everyone else is saying it, so maybe I just don't get it, or I don't know. People fall in line. This is a great example of how everyone just will fall in line with the narrative, no matter how stupid it is. Very few people will speak out against climate change openly because they're afraid of being labeled as unscientific and, you know, told that they're crazy and losing their job. I speak out against it because it doesn't affect my job at all. I speak out against the bullshit of catastrophic man-made climate change because it's just not real. It's never been real. All the models they've come up with have failed. All the predictions they made, pretty much all of them, have failed. Now they talk about animal species going extinct. That's always happened. Animal species have gone extinct long before humans existed. To blame every new species that goes extinct on mankind? Well, what were they going extinct over before? Remember when California had those horrible droughts a few years ago? And they said, those are the worst droughts in California in 1,000 years. And then they blamed it on climate change? Well, 1,000 years ago, correct me if I'm wrong, but there wasn't a lot of CO2 emissions. So what caused the worst drought 1,000 years ago before the Industrial Age? Before mankind started the catastrophic man-made climate change? Right? The world's getting hotter. It's getting hotter. Well, now it's getting colder, but that's climate change too. When it gets hotter, climate change. When it gets colder, it's climate change. When it rains a lot, that's climate change. When it doesn't rain at all, that's climate change. When there are big storms, that's climate change. When there are no storms, that's climate change. Like, well, damn, you know, it just seems like no matter what happens, it's all proof of climate change. It's almost like it's a giant scam. And we're spending billions, and billions of dollars on this. It's a giant racket, man. It's a giant scam. It's a giant racket. There's so much money in it. It's like money and victimhood. Tell everybody that they're a victim and to donate money to your cause and you're going to help represent them, right? Really good question is, all these civil rights groups, when do they close their doors and decide that, okay, we've got our rights now, we're all good? When do they do that? They don't, do they? They just keep going. These civil rights groups will just keep going non-stop, endlessly, constantly looking for new things to gripe about, constantly looking for new excuses to claim that they don't have their rights. And of course, it doesn't take long before they have more rights than the groups they previously thought were keeping them down. Let's see if I can, Oh, shit. He usually comes from down below. They come from a land down under. Okay, anyway, that was lame. Let's go get him. What are you doing? Walking backwards like a dumbass? Oh, shit. Meant to dodge that. Meant to dodge that one, too. Oh, no! Okay. Alright, I gotta redeem myself. Playing very poorly suddenly. Oh, I forget. You know, this guy's got a tail as well, doesn't he? But he does. Take that. But it did not drop the tail axe, so I guess you only get one tail axe per playthrough, maybe? Although I already had one, so I don't know. Is it a chance percentage? No, it's definitely not a chance percentage with the regular ones. Okay, guys, we're pretty much going to call it here. I know where I'm going from here, obviously. So, with that, well, I hope you enjoyed the discussion. These are more like my old school style playthroughs where we talked about anything and everything. Whatever comes to mind. Stream of consciousness. When next we meet, hopefully I will have a SweetFX mod installed. I'm going to look for some other mods too and make sure I can make this game look as good as possible. I would like to do a playthrough of Demon Souls with all the mods that I have installed on it. I actually did the first episode and didn't like the commentary at all, so I scrapped the commentary. I may go through and do a voiceover on top of that and then continue the rest of that playthrough. But anyway, make sure to follow me on social media. Links are down below. Like this video if you liked it. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, all that jazz. You know how it works. And with that, guys, I hope to see you next time in the 4th episode of our Dark Wraith playthrough with the Fox chat through. Hey, I'm trying to come up with a unique name here. You know, everyone's got to have their own little thing. If you guys, for any reason, want to donate to the channel, there's a little donate option in YouTube. I think I used to have a Patreon. It's not set up anymore. But if you go on my Twitter, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link there. I'm not going to pretend that I desperately need money. I definitely don't have a lot of money at the moment, but I don't desperately need it. So if you need the money, don't donate to me. Please never donate to any content creator if you're donating money you need to pay for rent and food and all that. So any donations you make should always be out of your excess, not from your necessities, obviously. All right, guys, with that, I will see you all later. I hope to catch you in the next one. Later, guys.